the most important question you'll ever ask yourself, the hardest one to answer, and it's the simplest question ever. What do you want?
You are now listening to the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, the Going North podcast. I'm your host, certified self-leadership trainer and author of the best-selling book, Stay the Course, Dom Brightman. And you're going to be getting some goodies today from the guest that's up next. Today's episode is sponsored by the GoingNorthPodcast.com shop. And if you head over to the wonderful website, cop some merchandise, take a selfie with you rocking the gear, shoot it to yours truly, the host, Dom Brightman at gmail.com, and I will give you a shout out on the show as well, and heck, even tag you on social media as well. So feel free to check out some of the good old merch on GoingNorthPodcastShop.com. Now let's get on with some super special, awesome content. And today on the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, known as G&P, the Great, Glorious, and Glamorous, it's the Going North podcast, and we got another super special, awesome human for you today, folks. That's right, courtesy of my good buddy from the FB, the face of the books, the wonderful Abigail Sinclair with all of the Claires. Maybe not the eclairs, but definitely all the Claires indeed, because today's guest, my goodness, you're in for a treat that's good enough to eat 5 times over, because we got a visionary, entrepreneur, expert strategist, motivational speaker, and a Latina Boss Coach, Miss LBC herself, baby. That's right, indeed. So let's give it up for fellow child of the king, the GB, the gracious and beautiful Griselda Beck. How you doing today, Griselda?
I am fabulous. I am radiating. I am illuminated. I am orgasmic, and I'm here for it. So thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, that's right indeed. She must play golf. She's all for it, y'all. That's right indeed.
Oh my God. This is going to I can't with you. I can't. Callie girl is just like, what? I'm loving all these things. You know, you're bringing me something new. I've never been walked up to an interview where they just flabbergasted me. So you are the first. You are my first at something.
There we go. The chocolate Donna strikes again with another corn. That's right, another corn cob indeed. That's right indeed. A corn cob a day keeps them growing all day. You love to see it. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. But hey, it's not about corn cobs. It's the wonderful Griselda. So my goodness. As you know, with all introductions, they're not allowed to be 77 days long. So I'm filling in any cavities I may have missed about you.
No, you got it all. Although corn on the cob could be fun.
There we go. That's right indeed. The corn cob is definitely fun indeed. It opens doors like doorknobs, you know? That's right. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Not all the time, though. So, my goodness. So, as a younger tot at the age of 13, did you see yourself ever being a Latina Boss Coach or even calling yourself a Latina Boss Coach?
No, but I did see myself on Oprah, so here we are.
There we go.
Almost there.
Oh, yeah. That's right. One step closer. That's right. You have to get 3 to get to Oprah. That's right.
At 13, plowing through. Coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. She'll be like, yeah, I had to go through a cornfield. I thought it was a podcast interview, but it was just a random host just flowing with corny jokes. It was crazy. Yeah, that ism. That's right. That ism. That chocolate domism right there. That's right indeed. That's right.
Yeah, indeed. But at 13, I thought I was going to be a doctor, an OBGYN, a lady doctor, to be exact. Yeah. And now I still deal with lady parts, but through here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Just for the folks who are not seeing it on camera, just point to her mind, y'all. Just say it. Just point to
Oh,
her
yeah,
head. Just point to her head.
that would be bad. We're not. Yes, I help women and couples find more pleasure in the bedroom through coaching. And I help women entrepreneurs break through new levels of revenue and success in their business, also through the bedroom. So there's that.
So all the plum, please, and pleasure, I imagine.
Yes, yes, it's all about the pleasure.
So my goodness, my goodness. So I'm assuming it took you a lot of confidence to get to this point because if I'm not mistaken, you had a background in corporate where you got burnt out and you were at the candle stage of life before you get into here. So how was that transformation from there to here?
Yeah, it's come in phases, but the biggest one, of course, was, youngest woman of color, only woman of color, only person of color in that executive seat. And I had a lot to prove. I had a lot to prove that I belong there, to prove that I've earned it, to prove that I deserve to stay there, and to prove that I deserve to keep on going and continue those opportunities. So that need to prove, and that translated as I had a lot of drive. I had an incredible work ethic. My integrity was through the roof. My dedication. And so, working 90-hour weeks and putting everything for the company first, which was a choice that I used to think was a have to. And now I can recognize I chose to. But yeah, it led to putting myself, my health, my family, my social life, my joy all at the back seat. And I didn't realize it until it was too late, until a doctor looked me in the eyes and said, "We need to take you out." And I said, no, like, just give me another pill and we can go a little bit longer. And she said, "It's no longer your choice."
Mm.
And those words, I'll never forget them, because for someone else to have to take over control of your health is it's mind-boggling. So through that recovery process and then coming back to work, I just realized something had to change, and that thing was me. So I made my corporate exit. I did a exit strategy, worked on it for a while, and built a bridge, started a consulting company first. And then I started volunteering just to fill my heart, because I had time now, the precious resource I didn't have before. And through that work, I've now been working with that homeless shelter for 5 years. I teach a personal development workshop there. And it is my joy to see people come in at their lowest point in their life and see them every 120 days turn out and walking on their own 2 feet and being back in their power and knowing that they can create anything that they want in life. And so that then translated and moved on to doing it for a living. So here we are, books, speaking, and coaching.
The BSC, that's right. The books, the speaking, and the coaching. That's what I'm talking about indeed. That's right indeed. And you mentioned something very interesting indeed about the wonderful exit strategy on top of everything else. Because, yeah, it's like, hey, you think you're in control. Then it's like, oh, darn, it was an illusion this whole time. You can't just take a pill and be like, put me in, coach. Like, no, 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 we got to give you this metaphorical bat for a second. Like, wait, not the bat. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, getting through that recovery and then making your exit plan, what was it like making an exit plan? Because some of the listeners here of the show, they got some 9 to 5s, and some of them are
Yeah.
trying to plan their exit route. And it looks like you made that route successfully while giving back to your community, which is freaking amazing that you can do both.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, and now when I work with clients, the most important question you'll ever ask yourself, the hardest one to answer, and it's the simplest question ever: what do you want? And after a lot of soul searching, the one clear thing that I had 100% clarity around was I did not want to be tied to a physical address. I wanted to be able to work from anywhere. I wasn't running away from work. I actually really loved what I did. I worked for an incredible company. I had an incredible job. I made an incredible amount of money. So I had a lot of financial security, but I didn't have a lot of freedom. And so I wanted that freedom of my time and my location. So that at least put me in a direction of what I got to look out for in terms of possibilities. The next thing was, what if I don't make it? Right? I was in a very financially secure place, and to go off and start something on your own can be very scary because you don't know how it's going to go. So creating some kind of financial nest for myself was really important for my journey. It doesn't have to be for everyone's, but that was for me. And so paying off all my debt, I had everything but my mortgage paid off for, and a year's worth of salary saved up. And then I had stocks and grants and things like that to be my backup. And that is how I have financed my business and financed my continuing education, and while my business continued to build. I also racked up a ton of miles while I was working there, and I didn't have the time to use them for leisure purposes. And so I got to travel for the first 3.5 years for free.
Wow, that's
So
what I'm
all of
talking
that
about.
made it possible, right? All of that gave me the safety that I needed to launch that parachute that I needed to get off the plane. And that parachute looks different for everyone.
That's right. Looks different indeed. That's right indeed. For some, it could be a pink parachute. That's right indeed. So it could even be a blue one with a penguin on it. You never know. That's right indeed.
I am thinking of things we shouldn't say. So
Oh, this might be a little mini game of word association. So what popped in your head when I said penguin?
a giant parachute with a big purple eggplant
Oh, okay. All right.
or a
Well, there we go.
pineapple. Those in the know will know.
There we go. That's right indeed. Just throw them both in a pie. That's right indeed. Yes, indeed. As in the literal pineapple. Oh man! Before we go south, we're supposed to be going north here. So my goodness. So basically, with that wonderful quote thing you mentioned, like "What do you want?" is so darn true because a lot of folks they don't really know what they want. They're like at face value, they'll be like, "Well, whatever it is, it ain't this. Whatever this is," and it's like,
Yeah,
"Okay, so
that
what's
that
this?"
they're often clear about. That they're often clear about is, I know I don't want this. And so it doesn't really matter the client in front of me if it's they're unhappy with their marriage, they're unhappy with their job. In my line of work, it's usually something to do with, for entrepreneurs, like, I don't like this client, I don't like this program that I'm selling, whatever it is. We often as human beings tend to think in terms of what our current circumstances are, and it's a filter through which we look at what we want. We look at what we want within the terms of what we think is possible, and what we think is possible is very often limited, very small window. So my job is to ask powerful questions and open up those possibilities and see beyond those circumstances to truly create a possibility that is limitless. And when you can do that, the answer often, it shocks. I know we've reached it because it often rocks. They're shocked by what came out of their mouth. So whatever you think it is right now, as you're listening to me speak, it's probably not really that.
Yeah. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Whatever you're thinking. That's right indeed. It even could be a grapefruit. You never know. That's right. That's right.
That again brought up the eggplant, but yeah, I hope you just are having fun. Anybody seen Girls Trip?
Yeah. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. The danger zone indeed. That's right indeed. So my goodness, my goodness. So if I'm not mistaken, you got two books to your name, if I'm not mistaken, right? Two wonderful co-author projects.
6 now.
Oh, damn, you got six-pack abs. Hello. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Well,
Yep.
congratulations.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's right indeed. So my goodness, my goodness. So six magical books, if I'm not mistaken, I think. One of them was 13 Steps to Riches, right?
Yeah, so 13 Steps to Riches is based on the 13 principles in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. So each volume, there's going to be 13 volumes. So it's the 13 steps. Each book is one of the steps. And so we are on I'm writing volume 7 now. So we're published at volume 6. So yeah.
Ah, lucky seven. So which one is that for the folks who have no idea what seven is?
You'll have to find out.
Ah, so she likes to stay mysterious. All right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking
So
about.
volume 1
Indeed.
was desire. So that's all about vision. Well, each author interpreted, there's 33 of us in the project. Each author interprets their chapter through the experiences that they have lived and how we have applied Napoleon Hill's principles in our life for growth. So book 1, well, volume 1 was desire. Volume 2 is faith. Volume 3 was autosuggestion. Volume 4 was the imagination, and volume 5, no, specialized knowledge. Volume 5, imagination, and volume 6, organized planning.
Ah, there we go. That's right, that OP. That's right indeed. Not the OPP though. That's right. That's right indeed. The OP, the organized planning. That's right indeed. Time management guru heaven. That's right indeed. That's right
Mm.
indeed. So my goodness, my goodness. So do you think you're ever gonna write a solo book since you've been contributing to all these other wonderful multi-author books?
100%. And that one is special. That one is a reflection of my own journey, a reflection of my purpose and what I'm here to communicate to the world and support people and empowering them, finding that power within themselves and standing up in this world with 100% acceptance and unapologetically being themselves. So
There we go.
it should be published by early 2023.
All right, looking forward to that one indeed. Looking forward to that one indeed. That's right, with all five eyes, even. That's right. That's right indeed.
Yes. Yeah. That one is going to get very intimate, very raw, very vulnerable, but also very powerful. So I'm looking forward to sharing that.
Okay, all right. It's gonna be raw. That's right, folks. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Yes, indeed. Had a thought about. Never mind. Anyways, so a question I've been loving to ask entrepreneurs.
We're on Howard Stern. I think I'm ready for Howard Stern's show. Or Playboy Radio. Shoot, what was your question?
Don't worry, won't be playing with the boys, but it is a fun question we're loving to ask, folks. So, in your entrepreneurial journey, like, what would you consider your greatest setback that actually led to you having your greatest success?
Thinking that I was being me, but really I was hiding. And I was still filtering and trying to people please and be everything to everyone. And now I understand that was my lesson back when I had my medical breakdown at work. And I carried that in with me into my entrepreneurial journey. And the breakthrough in that has been that when I am unapologetically me, people lean in. I experience more love, joy, freedom than I've ever felt before. It's magical and it is orgasmic. And so my mission is to support people into stepping into that themselves. So I've always been a confident person, but I was confident in knowing that I could do what it was you needed me to do. Now I am confident in knowing that I am enough and that I can create anything that I want by just being who I am.
Yeah, that's right indeed. That's right indeed. You said three wonderful words that go together, but I'll let you figure them out. So my goodness, so what helps you to get over the whole people pleasing part of it? Because that's a thing that sometimes folks fall into trap wise, especially being an employee, or heck, even with the moms who may be listening to, heck, even maybe some of the dads or just folks just making sure, hey, let me make sure I don't piss off the boss too much now and still need to get this paycheck here so I can afford gas and everything else, take care of the family. So what helps you to get over that?
You ready?
Oh, like Freddie.
Simple
Like,
question. What do you want? When you know who you are and you know what you want, your options, your possibilities are limitless.
sweet. So did you write that question down to yourself 21 times and got 21 different answers?
Yes, that does happen. Or 100 or 1,000. But yes.
One
See,
1,000.
once you know what you want, it becomes very clear, right? What you can say yes and what you can say no to. If you're 100% clear and you've embodied what it is that you want, it doesn't become difficult to decide. There is no, do I choose me or do I choose them? There is no guilt in choosing what you want. It's just very clear that that's what gets to happen. And so, how does that translate to entrepreneurs? Knowing exactly what client to say yes to and which client to say no to. It helps you in knowing exactly what do I get to charge and be paid for my services. It supports you in knowing exactly what my message is and what I'm here to offer. For moms that are out there, or single dads, single parents in general, it helps you say no to a lot of shit that doesn't matter, so that you can spend the time where it really matters, aligned to your values, aligned to what you want to create for your family. How does it help executives that are still in corporate? Same thing. Knowing where and when to draw the line. It helps you with boundaries.
Oh yeah, that's right indeed. All the lines in the sand, y'all. That's right. That's right indeed. All the conga lines in the sand, y'all. I'm telling you. That's right. Gotta draw those lines and they set up them boundaries. Make sure you work with the right people. That's right indeed. Don't want to have one of those client headaches. You gotta send them to the other coach. Be like, I got somebody for you. Like, oh, for real? Oh, thanks, buddy. And a couple months later, it's like, mother trucker. This was a booby trap.
Please don't send me any more referrals. Thank you.
It's like, oh, this wasn't a referral, it was a rahelial. And that is...
Well, here's the thing. If you're really clear on what you want and who you are, your messaging will be really clear and you will attract the right clients. So there'll be less sifting through the stack as well.
There you go. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Gotta have that crystal clarity indeed. That's right indeed. So my goodness, so since you've been on quite a few of these wonderful podcasts, casting out the good pod of the wonderful GB stuff that you do, is there a question that you wish you be asked more often when you're on these podcasts?
They asked it to me yesterday. So I'm a business and sex coach. And she said, what does business and sex have to do with each other? They are two different things on opposite ends of the spectrum. I said, interesting that that's what you think. It's very interesting that they are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Huh, interesting. Because they do say sex sells, so, you know.
Very masculine thing to say. Yes.
Okay. So shoot. So why do they belong together? Enlighten me.
ask you a question. How's that?
Sure, go on ahead.
What attracts you to a partner?
Oh, yeah, of course, on face value, of course, it's like, hey, like, do they have a pretty face, a great smile? Then after the initial conversation starts, like, all right, cool. Do they have a good head in their shoulders? Like, do they talk right? Are all their teeth in their mouth too? That's the other thing
So
too. It's like,
when you're talking to someone and getting to know someone, there's this moment that really draws you in. What is it that really draws you in?
oh, that really draws me in. Heck, even humor. Humor is definitely a moment. Like, hey, if whoever laughs first, like, hey, if I say something stupid, they laugh, or if they pop out and say something hilarious, I'll laugh too. So humor is definitely a great in as well to draw me in as well. So yeah, definitely.
So if someone makes you laugh, you decide I want to create a relationship with this person and get
Not
serious.
exactly, not
Right.
exactly,
So
but it
what
builds character.
makes you want to buy the milk?
Oh, what makes you want to buy the milk? Cookies. Yeah, cookies. I couldn't help that corniness right
Is
there.
it the cookies? Is it the cookies? Did you try the cookies?
Well,
Delicious cookies.
you said milk, so I'm like, oh yeah, milky cookies.
Yeah, I walked into that one. What makes you want to really invest your time and your energy and say, I really like this one. The one that you start to tell mom about, family about.
Yep, definitely. If our values are aligned, if we're both about helping people, bettering ourselves, if we're both into personal growth, and they definitely have their head
Hmm.
on straight as well, like that, because it's like, hey, at the face value, it's like, hey, they can look great all day, but it's like they gotta have a head too. Don't want to be complete ditch. Definitely like
Yeah,
both.
something magnetic happens between the two of you, right? And you feel drawn. And if that is mutual, usually because a lot of people could have these qualities that you're talking about, but you're not necessarily liking all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something there that then clicks and it starts to grow and build, right? This magnetism. When we can open up our channels of pleasure in the bedroom, when we can be unapologetic in the bedroom, meaning we know what we want, we can ask for what we want with confidence because we know that we get to have that. You can do that anywhere, whether it's asking for a sale, asking for a bigger contract, increasing your prices. There is something that just occurs when you can open up that channel. You're standing straighter. People look at you and say, oh my gosh, you're glowing, or you look happy all of a sudden. When you're in a new relationship and then you're around your friends, you're like, something's new about you. What's going on? Those are your pheromones, right? Because it's like, ooh, I'm in like, right? And everything's fun and there's butterflies and you like each other. You can't wait to see each other again. You can create that and tap into that energy anytime if you learn how. And so you don't have to wait for a new love interest to come into your life to create that. But that then transfers everywhere else in life. Have you ever experienced at work, right? A coworker all of a sudden starts dating someone and they might have been like kind of a grumpy kind of person. And they start to light up, right? And so all of a sudden they're nice, they're bringing in coffee for everybody, they fly in, you're late, and they're like, oh, don't worry about it. Whereas before they would have said, like, why are you late? On time, watching everything, and now they're a little bit more relaxed. They're a little bit more surrendered. They can give you a little bit more grace. They're a little bit more joyful and loving and sweet, and they have bigger capacity to actually see you for who you are and pay attention to your existence. That's what happens when couples have a breakthrough evening or a breakthrough trip. They go away and they reconnect and they experience that love and that passion and that connection again when they come back from that vacation. Kids experience more love, more grace, more kindness, more patience. So what would it look like to be able to create that at any point not having to rely on that kind of an experience. Because when you show up that way in the world, everybody is kind of nicer, right? People open their door for you. People say, oh no, all of a sudden, it's just weird, right? But they had no reason. Two people arrive at the same parking spot, they'll be like, go ahead. It's just, universe works that way. Energy works that way. And that is the connection between the two.
Powerful indeed. Powerful indeed. When you explain it that way, you know it makes sense. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Yes, indeed. You love to see it, and you love to feel it.
Look what I started. You see, it works anywhere. Very quiet. Now you're cracking dirty jokes.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Sometimes my dirty jokes are deep, so, you know, pun intended, I guess.
It's really in the eye of the beholder, so it's up to the listener how they interpret it. So rewind this podcast and start over and listen to it again with new ears.
New ears of corn.
That was a Southern joke. Or a Midwest joke. Where's the cornfield? Midwest joke.
That's right. Keeping it cheesy and corny all at the same time. All the C's. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. So my goodness, so if your wonderful book series, 13 Steps to Riches, was a food, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. It would be a filet mignon. It is dense, it is filling, and the stories are in short bite-sized pieces, so you don't have to get through the whole book to get the point. You can read 33 mini short stories, right, and digest them. You can pick and choose 4 or 5 from each book and get your fill. And so that's why.
That's right indeed. Get your cream filling indeed. That's right indeed. You'll be a full eclair. That's right indeed. That's right indeed.
I kind of said this was a video interview. Can I get the playback so I can make a little reel?
What the heck? Sure, why not? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. That's right. So we're coming down to the magical question that every guest gets to receive, and that is if you're to wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but you're in the current year of 2022 with all of your knowledge and experience, what advice would you give to yourself?
Just be you. There is nothing wrong with you. Just be you.
Yes, indeed. That's right. There's nothing wrong indeed. If that man wasn't in prison, I would have dropped one of his songs as a reference, but I won't, so even though I kind of just did, but there ain't nothing wrong indeed with being you.
Now I want to sing it. So one quirky thing about me, people say like a word or a phrase, it's literally like the soundtrack comes on in my mind. So we've already sang in my mind about 5 or 6 songs during this interview.
Well, so I'll talk about this has been fun on all the buns indeed. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. That's right, soundtrack heaven. That's right. No wonder we get along. That's right, indeed. That's
Can we
right,
all just
indeed.
get along? Now I'm dating myself.
Ain't nothing wrong with dating yourself in more ways than one. Sometimes we all need to date ourselves, right?
I love dating myself. I put my clients on stretches to date themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
At the classic movie theater date. It's like, hey, sometimes better go by yourself,
I hope that the date with yourself is much more than just a movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, indeed. Maybe a little content creation involved, right?
Actually, one of my clients did that this morning.
Oh, well, there we go. All right.
That was what she created. Yep. It was awesome. I was over the moon. And I asked her, what is your experience of yourself? She said, I am beautiful. I feel beautiful. I feel powerful. I feel unstoppable. And she was really struggling from a very powerless place. And so is your world, is your ideal date. So you get to create whatever you want.
Oh, yeah. That's right, indeed. That's
Yeah.
right, indeed. Well, one thing's for sure, this episode is not rated E for everyone, but I know everyone that heard this episode needs to head over to your wonderful site and check out all the wonderful stuff you're doing. So if folks want to do just that and keep up with all the stuff that the wonderful Griselda is doing, what's the best way for folks to do so?
Go on to Instagram at Latina Boss Coach, and you can click at my link in bio. So whatever current thing is going on, there's always a free offer there, and also other things, other ways to work with me, other interesting things to do with me. And you can go through my my feed and just pick up some inspiration, pick up something that is the flavor of what you needed to hear today.
Oh, yeah. That's right, indeed. All the flavors, indeed. Change the flavors, too, if you have to. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's right, indeed. So head over to wonderful site. Head over to her IG. Slide into her DMs. Be like, hey, enjoyed that interview. You had on Dom's show, indeed. That's right, indeed.
We can talk about eggplants and pineapples and cherries.
That's right. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. The cherries were popping, indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right. Big
Yeah.
things popping. That's right. Like T.I. in 07. Big things popping. That's right.
Not the only one dating myself. Yeah, I mean, if your life is anything short of magical, if you would not describe today as magical, then let's fix that, right? And I'm happy to support you in doing so, because life is truly too short. If the world were to end tomorrow, if you were to die tomorrow, if your significant loved ones were to not be here tomorrow, like, did you live your best day today? And if the answer is no, then there's more for you here. We've joked a lot, but ultimately, that's why I do what I do.
That's right. That's right,
Mhm.
indeed. Beautiful hairdos and all. That's what she do. That's what she does, y'all. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. So that's right. That's the message for y'all today. That's right. Do something good with your life. Make sure it's magical indeed. Pull out the wand if you have to. Make sure it's extra magical. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. The sticks may be magical. So, any other parting words before we close up shop, Griselda?
No, I think that's it. Like, make it a magical day. And you can ask yourself this: if it wasn't magical, what would have made it magical? That might give you an inkling as to what it is you truly want.
How's it going, you super special, awesome human? Since you made it to the end of this episode, it looks like you really enjoyed yourself. Since you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share it with at least 3 people in your network and tell them what you really liked about this episode.